This is the Iowa Weather Report for Saturday, March the 9th, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run. This is at noon today. We have a storm system moving into the Central Plains with some energy along a trough, some energy hanging back also across California back into the desert south and west. With that, we have a low pressure center over western Kansas. Ahead of it, some showers and maybe a couple rumbles of thunder from Iowa southwestward through Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, where some severe weather is possible, with snow across the Dakotas back into Colorado and Utah. That low pressure center moves eastward to near Quincy, Illinois by midday and early afternoon, with the 540 line bisecting the state east of I-35, with rain changing into snow to the east and snow in the west. When we look at the probabilities of that snowfall here, Saturday evening through Sunday evening, you can see the best chance of at least 1 inch of snow north of a line from about Hamburg to Boone to Decorah, and north and westward, better chances across the Siouxland up into the Iowa Lakes region. When we look at the probability of 2 inches of snow or more, you can see best probabilities likely north of a line from Missouri Valley to about Fort Dodge to Northwood, with the better chances across Sioux City down to Grand Island and Hastings, Nebraska. When we have 4 inches of snow, the probabilities down to about 60% or less, mainly across the northwestern half of the state, say the Siouxland up into the Iowa Lakes region back into central Nebraska. And then 6 inches of snow or more, the probabilities are highest just around Sioux City and westward, with the probabilities dropping precipitously further to the east and to the northeast into Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. When we look at some model runs, this is the 0Z NAM run. This goes through Monday morning at 7 a.m., and all of a sudden you see this other snow band in the eastern counties of the state, of a pretty good band from eastern Iowa north and eastward, with the band in northwest Iowa as well. This is a slightly different algorithm. This is the 10-to-1 ratio, and not much difference. You can see the band across northwest Iowa, but you can also see the band in eastern Iowa. The eastern Iowa band is, we're not sure about that one. But the GFS, this is the 0Z GFS through the same time period, 7 a.m. Monday morning. The band across northwest Iowa is a little harder to discern, but the eastern band is especially seen in Wisconsin. And on another algorithm, this is the 10-to-1 ratio from the 0Z GFS. And you see a band of pretty good, decent snows in this across the eastern part of Iowa up into Wisconsin and also across northwestern Iowa. So we'll have to see on this. Back to the GFS and back to Monday at 1 p.m. with clocks switching to daylight savings time. You can see the cold air coming down from the north and west. Could see a few lingering clouds or maybe a few flurries as the front will be to our east. Tuesday, it'll stay relatively cool, but not overly cold. A lot of the snowpack will have melted, so temperatures will not be terribly bad. Highs likely in the 30s, maybe near 40. Wednesday, we could see a few more clouds around with a disturbance coming in from the Dakotas that could bring a few sprinkles or flurries. Otherwise, it'll be, partly to mostly cloudy with highs in the 30s to near 40. You can see Thursday, that disturbance moves off to the east, a little bit of snow, maybe a little bit of a mix across Minnesota and again across the Ohio Valley south and east of the state, with temperatures slowly starting to warm. And then Friday, we'll see the maybe a few clouds around. Highs still likely, a couple degrees either side of 40, cooler north and east to warmest south and west, with a few lake effect snow showers off to our east. And a week from today, we have a big upper level feature over eastern Canada into New England, and some energy rotating around it will be coming around the Great Lakes states, and that could produce a few snow showers there and a little bit of rain and snow just to our south and east, maybe clipping southeast Iowa, but the chances look fairly light or fairly remote and fairly light at best. A couple days after that, on March the 20th, now we have a trough to our west. Big system digging across the desert southwest, Southern California and Arizona, a ridge, kind of a flat ridge over the south and east. And this will produce a low pressure center north of Albuquerque, and the warm air runs back north of the state again, so any of this precipitation will be in the form of rain, maybe moderate rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder again, if this is right. And at the end of the forecast on the 24th, zonal flow from the Rockies east, but another trough digging into Southern California once again. Also some energy over the Pacific North and West. And with this pattern, we could see some activity, especially well off to our west across the west coast and into the Great Basin and the Northern Rockies. Otherwise, around here, southerly winds and temperatures likely in the 40s, maybe the low 50s by that point. The satellite image from last evening had some cloudiness extending across the middle part of the country, back westward into the Great Basin and into the desert southwest, the Gulf beginning to open up across Texas. Otherwise, it was fairly clear everywhere else. The watch warning map from last evening, we had severe thunderstorm watch over Texas and Oklahoma. We had some winter storm issues from Minnesota, Wisconsin, southwestward to California and Arizona, with some blizzard warnings in Wyoming, Nebraska, and northeast Colorado. QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. You can see some decent amounts of liquid around here, maybe upwards of 1.25 inches, with many areas receiving at least 3/4 of an inch.